Hello, my name is Dora Tarver from e-projectmanagers.com, and this is a tips and techniques video on how to successfully manage your time using Microsoft Outlook. So as you can see here, I am in Microsoft Outlook and I have selected the calendar view, and I'm currently looking at an empty week of activities here. Now, this is just an example, and I'm doing this on a clear calendar to illustrate how you can manage your time and events throughout the week. The first thing that you'll want to do is keep in mind that maintaining personal balance is very important. By personal balance, I mean you need to know yourself and what it takes for you to be able to maintain balance mentally, physically, during your work week. You need to identify the activities that you need to do to help you maintain balance and put them in your schedule. Now, for me, I prefer in the morning to organize myself so that my day is better under control. And how you can do this is enter time in your schedule so that you will have time to organize yourself every morning. And in this example, what I recommend is you go in and you can create a new calendar event and call it prepare for meetings. And you don't need to have a location since you're not inviting anyone else. It goes to yourself. You would schedule it as a reoccurring meeting daily, every weekday, and let's say 8:30 to 9:30. And there's no end date. And then click on Save and Close. So now that's blocked off that time in your schedule. Now during this time where I've allocated prepare for meetings, there are a few things that I'll do. I'll actually go ahead and review all of my emails that came in. I'll look at my day schedule and see what meetings I have coming up. And if I'm facilitating any of those meetings, then I'll make sure I print out the proper documents and send out reminders if necessary for those meetings. And of course, inevitably during this time, there will be interruptions from calls or people who come up to see you. But if you block off time to do what you need to do to keep yourself in balance and in control of your day, then no one can schedule you for a meeting in that time slot. And you'll find that preparing yourself in this way will help you control your day. Now, the other thing that I recommend is if you are working on several projects and you have weekly status meetings, you should go ahead and put them in your calendar as reoccurring meetings. So let's say this is a status meeting. I usually prefix it with the type of status, so we'll just say something like Oracle Insight status meeting, and it'll be every week for an hour. Once a week for an hour. It's a reoccurring meeting on Mondays, and the location will be 22 small conference room. And what you'll do is write the agenda in terms of high-level bullet points and the location. So I would say something like review changes, action items, issues and risks, and the location being 22 small conference room. And of course, if you have people who might be dialing in, you'll want to include the dial-in number and whatever that number is. And the code, access code. So we'll just copy that and paste it here. Okay, and in terms of inviting other people, you'd go in, select other people. Let's just say, I'll just select someone. And you'd check to make sure they're available before you confirm this status meeting. And if they're available, you'll click on send. And I'm not going to do that because I don't want to send this person this invitation. But this is an example of setting up a weekly occurring meeting. And so in my calendar now, as I scroll through, you'll see I have this status meeting every Monday. Okay. Now, another detail in terms of maintaining balance for myself, I need to eat. Some people go throughout their day without having lunch. Personally, I'm not one of those people. So if I need to, I would recommend, and you do this as well, to block off time so that you can give yourself the sustenance that you need. So adding in your lunch break as a daily activity, and we'll put an hour in there. Okay, and then you can see your weekly schedule. Now, as a final tip, if you are managing your calendar and using it on a regular basis, you'll find that it's easy to then create your weekly status report or bi-weekly status report, because you can refer back to the calendar of all the activities that you've been engaged in. Another tip is if there are activities that you need to perform on a weekly basis, such as entering your time into the time system, then you might want to go ahead and put a reminder in your calendar to do that. So for example, if I go here and select, actually I tend to go in and select as an appointment, and put in, enter time I do this every Friday. Give myself a 5-minute task. And I give myself a reminder, click save, then I have allocated that. If you need any other reminders for any activities that you're responsible for each week, it's a good idea to use Outlook to go ahead, or your calendar tool to go ahead and schedule that so that you actually do it. As a final tip, at the end of the day, what I tend to do is, let's say I'm working on Monday and it's 5 o'clock. Then what I'll do is go to Tuesday and look at my calendar briefly to see what's expected. And if I have several meetings scheduled during the day, which I normally do, then I might start preparing for them the previous evening, as opposed to waiting for the little time I've allocated in the morning. Okay, so these are just a few ideas to help you be successful with managing your projects. Using Outlook is definitely a tool that will allow you to have the control that you need. And keep in mind, be aware of yourself and what you need to do to maintain balance. With balance, you'll have a clear mind and be able to make the right choices and have a successful day. Thank you for your time.